Alright guys, Robbie Roo here again with Resident Evil 4 this time. Again, it's one of the newer ones. I like it though, but I think it starts straying away from Resident Evil's true roots of being zombies. And I can't say Raccoon City because they blew it up. But some people were saying, "Oh, they're zombies and they're like a form of zombie." Well, yeah, they're a type of mind-controlled zombie, but it's through a parasite is what it's through. I don't know why I said virus. It's genetic. I don't know why I said genetic mutation. It's basically it's a parasite that enrages people. It starts going like 28 days later type thing. Because if you look, they don't want to eat you, they just want to beat the shit out of you. But on the other point, Resident Evil 4, you play as Leon Kennedy, and you meet Claire, not Claire, you meet up with Ada again, and you thought she died. Well then, you find out that Wesker saves her, but then you find out, oh hey, Wesker's in this. Because the last time you heard of Wesker was Resident Evil. Well, last time you physically seen Wesker, Resident Evil 1. The last time you heard about him was in a file in Resident Evil 2 or 3. I can't remember, but I know you hear about him. I know you hear about him in a file somewhere. But the last time you physically see him is Resident Evil 1. But you don't really physically. Well, yeah, you do. You physically see him in Resident Evil 4, but it's only if you beat the game and play a side mission and you play the it's kind of like a part B mission to the game. It's called Assignment Ada. I have yet to beat it because I can't. Alright, I put a sour icebreaker in my mouth, so I'm going to be stopping a lot and smacking my lips, which I think was a bad idea for me to do. But Resident Evil 4, good graphics. Now, I have a few bones to pick with Resident Evil 4. It's not so much. It's just like little bugs. But everyone has their little bugs about Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 that I critique and say they're great. It's just this one little bug I seen in Resident Evil 4. I chew up my mint because I realized that'd be a bad idea, and I don't think people want to hear me smacking my lips a lot. Resident Evil 4, the bear traps. That's one thing. That's one bug that gets on my nerves. The bear traps go off on you. They go off on the president's daughter, Ashley. But they don't go off on the Spaniards that come after you. It's like you can sit there and you can see a Granado looking right at you, and you're like, oh. And when I first played, I looked at the Granado, I looked at the bear trap, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be so stupid, he's gonna run with the bear trap. I see him step on the bear trap, I'm like, ha! You got your leg caught. Next thing you know, I see he's walking towards me. I look at his legs, I'm like, is it a glitch? Like his leg got ripped off, or his leg's being extended back? Nothing. I'm thinking maybe it was a glitch. I kill him, and then I go to the next part in the farm, and I see Granado in the field. I shoot him. Get his attention. He runs at me, runs over a bear trap, doesn't clip on him. So then that's when I realized the bear traps don't work. And I'm like, they don't work on the enemy, but they work on you. And I'm like, are you serious? The tripwire bombs, they work on anyone. The bear traps work on Leon and Ashley and Ada. But the bear traps don't work on the enemy. Another fun little thing. I like how Disc 1 has like the good majority of the village AB, castle AB, and the last disc is only used for the island. But the island is pretty big, but the only reason why I hate the island level is because of Krauser's night fight cutscene. That's the only pain in the ass I have about it. I like the game in general. I am not complaining. I'm just saying Resident Evil took kind of a winged approach. Because after you get used to zombies in the woods in a mansion, zombies in the city, okay, now you're overseas as Leon fighting Spanish people with parasites in them. And you realize the booby traps, some booby traps work on both, but majority work against you. And you're in a village for the good first half of the disc. Second half of the well, the first boss you encounter, there's 3 bosses. Mendez, Salazar, Sadler. Mendez is the first guy you fight. He's the leader of the village. Then you go to the castle. That's when you meet Salazar. And then when you go to the military island, after you meet him in the first church you run into, after meeting him in the church in the beginning of the game, you fight Sadler at the end, who's basically like the boss. And then along the way, you fight these little pesky mini bosses, and you meet this interesting character named Jack Krauser. He's basically Leon's partner from way back, sometime between after the raccoon incident and between the president's daughter kidnapping. Somewhere between that point, and they told Leon he died in a helicopter crash, and apparently Jack and Leon were good buddies. I say out of all the opponents, I think Krauser was a pain in the ass because he was cheap. But everyone has their own views and opinions on the enemies. Dr. Salvador and the Bella sisters, you learn to hate them after a good while. Because they're the people with the chainsaw that go, beheaded, and you're like, fuck. Another thing that's kind of annoying. I don't think it's annoying. I just think he's awesome. The Merchant. I mean, honestly, anyone who sounds like an Australian in the middle of Mexico, not Mexico, Spain. Sorry. To me, Mexican and Spanish is the same, but I'm going to get a lot of hate for that statement I just said. But I'm sorry. I don't speak Spanish. I don't understand Spanish. I took German. Ich spreche Deutsch. Ich liebe Deutsch. Ich hasse Spanish. But what was I going on before my oh yeah, you meet the merchant. He goes, "Stranger, I'll buy it. What are you selling?" I mean, like that. Those are like key little terms people can say, a gamer can say, and everyone would laugh. And then you get to shoot him after you make the purchase, or if you like, say he doesn't have an upgrade you want, and you play, and you know it's the only time you're going to run into him. It's the last time you're going to run into him. You shoot him, and he goes, falls over, and you're just like, score. That made me feel so good because you didn't have what the fuck I wanted. After sinking a good couple out, good half a day to. You need a good at least half a day, quarter of a day, maybe a whole day to actually sit down and enjoy this game. I sat down and played it. I enjoyed it. I didn't say it was bad. I didn't say it was great. I'm saying it's good. It was great the year it came out because I'm like, it's Resident Evil. I haven't seen a new Resident Evil game since Code Veronica. But I'll be ranting about that one as soon as I'm done with 1 through 5. So, next critique is Resident Evil 5, and I will see you guys next time on that one. And keep rating and commenting in the boxes below. This is Robbie Roos signing out. We're Sully. Like I said, I don't care what you call me as. Peace.